Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a full real-time video doing a hard gel fill for you. This is one of my regular clients, and so we're going to just start off by sanitizing both of our hands, and then I will go ahead and go in to remove her old polish and any lifting that she might have. I'm using the Kira Sky 5-in-1 coarse bit here with my Young Nails drill. This is my favorite drill bit for removing product. I use it for my hard gel and my acrylic sets. I've used quite a few different drill bits for this, and this is my absolute favorite, and I feel like it works the best and the quickest. I am using it at a fairly high speed. I usually use it around 25 RPM. I feel like it works best around that speed, but definitely do what you're comfortable at. You don't want to hurt your client or yourself. I do apologize if you hear anything in the background of this video. It is early in the morning here and all of my kids are awake and my dogs are outside running around, and the computer picks up a lot of that background noise, but I will definitely try and keep it to a minimum. But yes, so we're just going through removing the old design. And in this set, she does have pretty significant lifting on her thumbnail that we'll get to. So I'll be able to show you how I deal with that and how I remove it. I absolutely love watching this back. I just find it so satisfying watching all of the product come off. I hope you guys do too. And that's why I want to keep it in real time. That way you can see exactly how quickly I'm working and how gentle, honestly, I'm being with these drill bits. It's an extremely aggressive bit, and I have it on a very, very high setting, but you can see how gentle and precise I'm being with it. I'm not being careless and just like sloppy all over the nail. Pretty much every stroke that I'm doing, every pass is intentional, and I'm making sure I'm pulling away the skin on her sidewall so I can get in there and just being really gentle around the cuticle area and making sure that I don't go onto the natural nail, because this bit will very easily eat into the natural nail. And also you might see how there is a little bit of color left around the outer edge of her nail, around her sidewalls especially. And that's because I would rather leave just a little bit there, and when I go back with my hand file, it's super quick and easy just to take that off, rather than potentially hurting my client because I'm trying to get every tiny piece off with this aggressive drill bit. I'm going to spend more time trying to make it perfect that way and also potentially hurt her, rather than just leaving a little bit and then going in with my hand file, which I'm going to be doing anyways. So now I'm about to start, or I am starting on the thumb that has the lifting, and almost immediately I can see the lifting on it, and I know that I'm going to have to do a lot more work to get everything off. So the first thing I'm doing is going around just like I was on the other nails and getting all of the color off so I can see exactly where my lifting is at and how bad it is. You can see all of like what looks like discoloration. Usually your lifting will look lighter than the rest of the nail because it's detached, so it's almost like there's like an air pocket there, and it usually looks lighter, and that's how you can tell what is and isn't lifted. But now that I have the color off, I'm just taking my bit, and I'm going in a little bit firmer with a little more pressure to remove the bulk of the product, because I need to get all of it down nice and thin. That way I'm able to remove all of the product, all of the lifting. You want to make sure that you are constantly moving your bit around the nail. Don't stay in one spot for too long, and if you have just one like corner that's lifted and so you only have that you need to be working on, you can go in and then pull your drill bit back, wait a few seconds, go in, pull your drill bit back. That way you're not applying constant friction to the nail and causing heat. Now you see me kind of going in with the tip of it, and what I'm doing is going around the area that is lifted. That way that it is even thinner and some of it will even break through. And that way I can remove that lifted section. This looks like I'm being fairly aggressive with the cuticle nippers, but I'm really not. I'm being very gentle and just trying to get the corner of it up under any of that lifting. Oh, see that? How it just fell right off. Some people say not to use cuticle nippers to remove lifting, but as you've seen right there, once I was able to kind of get that corner up, it all just came right off, and who knows how much longer it would have taken me with the drill to get it off. I personally use it in situations like this. If there is a little bit more lifting or whatever the case may be, I think it's fine. Do whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you are not hurting the client or the client's nails, then I think it's fine. I'm just dusting off the client's hand, and then I will start on her next hand. There is a little bit of lifting on this hand, but not as much, and it's in a different area. It is on the side wall. And I do apologize for being out of frame for a lot of this, but I genuinely am working while I'm filming these videos most of the time. So I really am focused on my client and what I'm doing with my work rather than focusing on my phone and the camera and if I'm in the frame. I do try, but I'm not perfect and I'm new at this, so hopefully I will get better. The dust collector that I'm using here is the Marcat, I think, Meerkat, something like that. It's the brand you can buy on Amazon. It is one of the cheaper options for dust collectors. I think that as a more affordable option, it works okay. It is pretty loud. When I'm filing down the nails like this, I really can't talk to my client that much. It's difficult to hear over the dust collector and then the drill at the same time, but it does help. I will say that, like, you can see that it does work. It does help pull the dust in there. But eventually I would like to get something that works a bit better, but I have had this for a while and it hasn't had any issues, so there is that. Alrighty, now that we're done removing all of the old color, we're gonna go ahead and go in with a cuticle pusher. This one I believe is from Wildflowers, but it really doesn't matter. Whatever cuticle pusher you prefer, go ahead and use that. I always push back my clients' cuticles with a cuticle pusher. I believe that this is the proper way to do it. I think that you're going to get the best end result doing it this way. If you just go in with a sanding band, you have the potential of cutting your client, and it also can be very uncomfortable if you do that. So I go through all 10 of the nails and push the cuticles back. This is the first step of my actual nail prep. Every service I do things a little bit different. Typically, like, the order might be slightly different, but after pushing her cuticles back, I'm going in with my file to remove the length from her nails because she likes to keep them very short. So we file all of her growth off, and then I will also take the file and remove any of that color from the sidewalls or anywhere that it might be at. And then I'll also use it to go in and remove any extra lifting that there might be and smooth things out. I use a new file on every client that I have, and with every file, I score the edges. So I take an old file and I run it alongside all four of the edges on the file. That way, it removes the sharpness. That is critical to not cut your client, because if you touch the edge of a fresh file, they are very, very sharp. So you want to make sure that you are removing that as to not harm your client. And I also do the same thing with my sanding bands. I will take my sanding band and run it along my file, which I think you'll actually see me do in the video. Now that I have her nails all shaped up and ready to go, from that I'm going to take my fine sanding band on a very low speed on my drill. I usually do this probably between 4 and 5 RPM. And I'm going to take this, and I'm actually doing quite a few different things in this one step. The first thing I'm doing is removing the shine from the natural nail. I am also blending in the old product to the natural nail, and then I am also removing any other little pieces of lifting that there might be. A sanding band is a lot more gentle than, of course, that 5-in-1 bit, and it can also be easier to use than your hand file in certain situations. So I'm doing all of those things in this one step. I'm constantly dusting my clients' hands off, that way that I have the best view of the nails possible. But then I'm gonna go in with my cuticle nippers now and cut away any of the excess dry, dead cuticle. I don't do this too much on this particular client because I know that she can have sensitive cuticles, but I definitely want to get any of the like hanging extra bits off. Next, I will be using my skiver bit from Atwood Industries. And again, I'm using this at a very, very low speed, probably about 5,000 is usually what I'm going to use this on. And I start with my drill in the forward setting, and then I will work from the right side over to the left side of the nail. And I'll do this on all 10 nails. And then once I'm done with that, I will turn my drill off, flip it into reverse, and then I will do the opposite. I will work from the left side to the right side of the nail. That way I'm hitting all the different corners of the nail. And also, if you try to use this in just one setting, like just forward and do your whole nail, I find that it is a lot easier for you to cut your client because it's a little bit awkward, the angles and the rotation of the drill. This is a very important step in my opinion because you really are able to get into those little grooves and make sure you're getting all of that dead skin off of the nail plate. You are pushing the cuticles back even more and making sure just everything is prepped and ready to go for your product application. So I'm using my fluffy brush to dust the nails off, and then I'm spraying the nails with alcohol, and I'll use my manicure brush to wipe away any of the remaining dust. But this is also helping to prep the natural nails for your product application. After I'm completely done with this, I will take a lint-free wipe with acetone and wipe over the nails. And you also see me fold my towel over right there. I do this once I'm done with all of my filing. That way any of the dust that has gone onto the towel, I'm able to flip it over and it's all like put away, and I'm working in a nice dust-free environment. I'll be going in with the Gel Bottle Ink Rubber Base Coat. This really only needs to be applied to the natural nail, but I swipe whatever product is on the brush just kind of down. That way it just is easier to me than only trying to focus it. in the fill-in area or the lifted area. But it doesn't have to be perfect over the whole enhancement because you don't need it over the the part of the nail that already has an enhancement. Make sure to be very careful not to get any of the product on your client's skin. And then once you have applied the base coat to all 5 nails on this hand, I will go ahead and have her put her hand in the light. I don't time this because I just have her keep her hand in there while I do the next hand. So that kind of is how I time my back and forth on this, is that I just leave it in there while I'm working on the next hand. And then with this thumbnail, we had all of that lifting, so I definitely want to make sure that I'm coating the entire surface of the nail in the rubber base coat. That way we are going to make sure we have the maximum adhesion with our gel products. I'm going to show you the bottle here. I actually forget to do this with most of my products throughout the video, but this is what the rubber base coat looks like. I've had this one forever and really need a new bottle. But our next step in this set is I'm going to take a form. This one is from Valentino, and I'm going to just sculpt out the edge here a little bit. Since she had that lifting, a little bit of the edge of her nail was removed as well. So I'm going to take my Light Elegance Natural Pink, Natural Pink Cool Gel. I'm going to be filling her nails with this and also using this to sculpt that little corner piece out. There's no particular reason that I'm using this color in this set other than I have more of it than clear at the moment, so I'm just using it up. This client always gets some kind of opaque color, so you're not going to see this through her set, so it really doesn't matter what color I'm filling her nails with. We'll go ahead and pop that hand in the light, and then we'll start on the next one. We'll start with a slip layer, so we're going to take a thin layer over the whole nail, and then we'll go back with a bigger bead of product, working it first in the fill area and then smoothing it over the rest of the nail and making sure everything is as even as possible before we put it in the light. I prefer to work one finger at a time when I'm doing my gel like this. I do this because then I don't have to worry about it running into the cuticles or moving around too much. I find when I try to do more than one nail, I end up having to go back to the first nails that I worked on and make sure they're not on the skin and everything is in the right place, and it just takes more time and is more of a pain. So I'll just go back and forth like this, and I'm not waiting for a full cure in between each nail. I do one nail, hand in the light, work on the next hand, hand in the light, pull out the first hand. The nails will end up fully curing because we will do a full cure at the very end as well. But as long as they're just getting that like flash cure, the product isn't going to move, and that really is what we're trying to achieve going back and forth like this. Since these nails are so short, they really don't need a huge apex or anything like that. My client does prefer her nails to be more on the thicker side. She just prefers the way that feels. So that is kind of what we're doing here. But with nails this short, you really don't need a whole lot of product and have to worry about building a proper apex. If you're wondering what is on my nails, I'm wearing Light Elegance Swing by Sweden. I have it on all of my nails. It's such a unique glitter gel because in certain light it's very blue, other light it's like really yellowy orange glitter, and then it also has like a pink shift to it as well. So it really depends the lighting, and also if you had any color underneath it, that would really sway what color the glitter was. But I just have this over my natural nail right now. Once I'm finished applying the product and the nails are cured, I'm going to take a lint-free wipe with some alcohol to wipe away the inhibition layer on top, and then I will go in and start my filing. So I'm taking the same file I had in the beginning, and I start with the free edge and the sidewalls. This is always my preference. I like to clean up the free edge and then get any product that may have gotten on the skin, go ahead and separate that, get that cleaned up. To do the majority of the filing of this product, I'm going to use my fine sanding band. This is the same one we use to prep the nail. I love using this on my hard gel sets because hard gel is such a softer product than acrylic. You don't need something that is super aggressive. You'll just eat right through all of your product and undo all of the work that you just did. So I find that this works really well for me, especially on shorter nails where there isn't as much filing that needs to be done. But I'll go around the cuticle area first, get that nice and flush, and then I will go ahead and shape up the rest of the nail with this. A little tip when using sanding bands, especially if you are using them for like finish filing, is if you find that the tip of your band starts to get a little bit worn out and it's not working as well, you can actually take it off the mandrel and flip it around. And it's almost like using a new sanding band because that bottom area usually doesn't get used that much. After we finish shaping the nail up with the fine sanding band, I will be going in with this crosscut bit from Outlet Industries. I'm using this to seal the cuticle area, which just means we're making sure that there is a little gap between our enhancement and the skin around the nail. So you see just a tiny, tiny bit of the natural nail. This ensures that there is no product on the skin, and it will help prevent any lifting from happening. I really like this bit to do this because the top of it is smooth, so you don't have to worry about cutting your clients when using it. Now that we have the fill completely done, we're going to go ahead and spray the hands down with alcohol and use our manicure brush to make sure we get all of the dust off of the nails before we can go in with polish. I forgot to mention that this is a real-time video, but I did cut out a few of the longer chunks of time where there's nothing happening, like the full cures or setting up in between steps or whatever the case may be. So the actual time of the service was an hour and 27 minutes, in case you were curious. But now we're about to get ready to do the polish, and she enjoyed the color that she had on her nails previously so much that she wanted it again. So it is Light Elegance Buttercream in Painting the Roses Red. And I used their gel polish brush to apply it with. So you'll see me apply this to her pinky, her index finger, and her thumb. I'll go ahead and do 2 coats on all of those nails, and then we'll go ahead and go in with a few other colors. for her ring fingers, we're going to use Light Elegance Talk Dirt to Me Color Gel. This is like the most perfect neutral creamy color. That's exactly what it is. It's a true cream. I absolutely love this color and have gotten so much use out of it in the short time that I've had it. And again, I'm using the same color or the same gel polish brush from Light Elegance. On her middle finger, we decided to use Light Elegance glitter gel in Sophia, which is this gorgeous gold with all of these little, they're not multicolored, it's, yeah, multicolored glitter, that's what it would be. So it's a gold base, but then it also has a bunch of other colors mixed in it. It's super unique and really beautiful. I'm going to do a second layer of Sophia and Talk Dirt to Me, and then once those are cured, we will go in with our little polka dot design. I'm just going to be using a little dotting tool and the same two colors that we used, Painting the Roses Red and Sophia, to make some multi-sized polka dots. Now, in retrospect, I would have used a solid gold color to go under the Sophia glitter, just because it is not, it's very pigmented, but doing polka dots, you'll see it's kind of hard to build the color up. So it would have been really nice to go in with like Light Elegance Buttercream in gold metallic, did a couple polka dots, and then put on a few of these chunky glitters to get a more solid effect with the glitter. The top coat I'm using today is the Light Elegance Super Shiny Top Coat. This does not cure tack free, so you will need to use some kind of alcohol based cleanser to get that sticky layer off of the nails after they are done curing. I'm going to take my lint-free wipe with some alcohol to wipe off the inhibition layer from our top coat, and then I will take my hand file and just refine the shape a little bit if there is any gel that has gotten onto the cuticle area or the side walls. It really just helps give it a clean look when you do this. And then I'm going in with my C&D Solar Oil. I always use cuticle oil after every service to help replenish any of the nutrients that we have removed during the service. Lastly, I'm going to take a clean, dry, lint-free wipe to remove any of the extra cuticle oil from on top of the nails. It will make your nails look like they have just like a film over them in your pictures. It doesn't look good, so you will want to take that off to get the best pictures possible. And then you can kind of see how I pose hands for pictures. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for more videos, please let me know down below. Comment, subscribe, like the video. I can't wait to make more and see you guys later.